their story, the journey. And he told me they haven't lost a game in 4 years. I think that speaks for itself. But what's more impressive about that, when you talk about a group of young men, I remember in the summertime, I saw these guys in the gym working out with me, working on their craft, daring to be great. And that's the beauty of football. I always quote Vince Lombardi, and he always thought that football is the greatest sport being taught in school, because the only thing in which we can make easy. There's no easy way, and it's such a parallel with life, because there's no easy way to be successful. And I always tell kids when I speak to them that the road to greatness is lonely, because only few people dare to walk that path. These kids have sacrificed, dedicated themselves not only to the team, to their self, to the community, but to the cause. I think that should always be applauded. And as they go forward in their progression, you talk about going to high school and next level, it's the same lessons that they learn every day. They not only make them great athletes, make them great people, great leaders in school, great members of society. Football players do some tremendous things in the community. I know right now with the protests, the country's divided. But if they look at really every football player that I've ever played with, and when you go to these stadiums and you look at the banners of charity after charity after charity after charity, that the impact that we have on others. And you guys have a responsibility to be leaders in classrooms. You talk about bullying, cyberbullying. People look up to you guys because people wish that they can be a professional athlete, a football player, but only a few select are wired the way we are to be able to sacrifice, to be able to endure. You guys have dared to be great. You guys have, do you understand what 40 and 0? You guys are going for 40 and 0. I can't even fathom that. And the thing is, it's so hard to get kids, or any level. If I was speaking to the Jets, the Giants, the Senior Bowl, to get some kids to focus for 4 years, to not become complacent. You guys set a standard of excellence, and every day you guys come out and push. I watch you guys run gassers back and forth. I don't do that many gassers. My son's in the car. I have my 3 kids in the car. I got a 4-year-old that if he was out here, he would tear this field up, so I'm protecting you guys. But that brings up another point. I got a curveball, right? Wifey has some other plans, but I gave my word. I told Vinny that I would be here, rain, sleet, snow, and that's what football is all about. Those are the lessons that I learned. You give somebody your word, you honor it. I'm just so excited and so proud to still be a part of this game that have done so much for me. And, I've been retired for 4 years. I went to CBS, and I'll be getting another job in a couple of weeks, and it'll be announced. But I go in with the same mindset. How to be a team, how to hold each other accountable. The best pressure is peer pressure. The pressure shouldn't come from your coaches. It should come from each other, because you guys know right from wrong. And the decision that one of you guys make will not only affect you, but affects your brothers. So when you do that and you think that way, you guys are going to go through life, and these are going to be some of the greatest moments of your life. Now, to the point at hand. You guys have earned the right. You guys are good. But now you guys have an opportunity to be great. And greatness comes in the form of not only dominating in New Jersey, but having an opportunity to step outside of your comfort zone and represent the state of New Jersey at the Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio. Think about Hollow Ground. Think about the greats that have come there. And just imagine that. You guys have earned the right. What you guys have done in the dark is coming to the light. See, people always get the end of the story. They don't see the grinding that you guys have done. The training when everybody else was at Disney World, Six Flags. and you guys sacrifice for each other to show up, to put in the work, to put in the time, you guys can achieve anything that you want in life. But it comes at a price. It comes at a sacrifice. You guys have to be willing at any time to sacrifice who you are, where you're at, for what you want to become. If you guys just remember that, put that mission statement in your pocket and say, I am. And every decision that you make, if it doesn't work towards that goal or that mission statement, then it's the wrong thing. I'm not going to hold it up because I know I got a 10-year-old and she doesn't have a long attention span. So I'm going to keep the program rolling. It's an honor and a pleasure to be amongst you guys. You guys are a great team. And I look forward to hear you guys coming back with the victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Rich McGuiness from the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and Coach and Bart, thanks so much for your time tonight. And I get a chance to spend about 3 minutes explaining why we're here from the Hall of Fame and why we're doing this, because there's a great celebration tonight, and you just heard a whole lot of great things about this team, and we're going to honor them in a bit. But the reason why we're here is the National Football Championship was a belief that we can change football across America. Football doesn't thrive like this in every town in America. And I know some of you know that, and some of you might not. That football's not this good everywhere, right? It's great here. Look at this great support, parents and NFL guys. This is the ultimate village of football. And these lights, this is unbelievable, right? And I grew up right down the road in Boot, New Jersey, and I played my first ever midget football game against you guys years ago. I'm going to tell you one story about it before I go, because I got to rub it in a little bit, because we did win. But I'm not here for that. I get a chance because for about 15 years, I started what was called the U.S. Army All-American Bowl, with the top 80 high school football players in the country to play on NBC. And my life was running around, seeing all the 4- and 5-star high school kids, and it was really, really cool, really, really great. But a few years ago, I got a call from the Hall of Fame, and they said, we're about to build an $800 million football complex. That'll be a celebration to football, and just football, not soccer, not lacrosse, just football. 10 fields, a brand new $120 million stadium called Tom Benson Stadium, where they play the first ever game every year called the Enshrinement Game. An indoor 6,000 football stadium, 2 hotels and a water park, all for guys like you and young ladies like you who want to come and be a part of it. Yes, look at this guy. He's fired up. I love it. Yeah. Hey, that's what I said. And the next day I was in Canton, Ohio. I said, I'm in. So they've asked me to build all the football academies and the biggest championship in the world. And the one thing that I've always loved was the Little League World Series in youth baseball. I'm a football guy, true and true, but ultimately every 2 weeks in August, I sit there and go, man, what a great 2 weeks to go root on Tom's River or wherever in our state, one of the teams who's trying to compete. And the country just watches young guys and young girls play great baseball on a small field. So this is similar to that, as it invites every top team in the country, and you got to be a top team. This is not for 4-4 teams or 3-8 teams. You got to be great. And we have 50 people all around the country watching football since August, helping us identify who they are. I just spent the last 10 days all across the country, and I got home last night. I was in Hoover, Alabama, Atlanta, Georgia. I was in Pittsburgh, announcing all the great teams who I'm dying to see play, who look like you guys, really great teams. But the goal was to invite the best teams, and then secondly, the goal was to have them compete regionally, because we know that you can't pick up and leave school for a week or go to Florida every year and spend $20,000. So the idea was regional play against other top teams from Pennsylvania, Connecticut, even New England, and then if you win that, you go to Canton, Ohio, and defend the honor of the Northeast against Virginia and Atlanta and Texas and Northern California, Southern California, St. Louis, and every other great team that's going to go through those regions. So that's the background of the Pro Football Hall of Fame National Championship. I'm going to leave you guys with 3 more things. First is, you wouldn't have been invited just for your record. You had to come from a winning program that plays football right And if you didn't have the character the Hall of Fame was looking for, you wouldn't be invited. There's 20 teams across America that were undefeated and really, really good, and they're wondering why they weren't invited. And the answer was, we saw them play and they didn't know we were there, and they didn't respect the game, their coaches, their parents, the referees, and they weren't invited, right? So this is a celebration of great teams, and great teams show great character and believe the game is bigger than anything, any one player, any one coach, any one parent. And I know you guys are about that. I've heard the history from a few folks here who filled me in. I've heard about what you've done for each other, how long you played together. I love the record of undefeated, but a lot of great teams are going to look like you guys, and I know you know that. But I love the idea that you guys picked up a teammate when her mother was sick, and that you pick up your buddies who need football to get better. And I applaud all you guys, you coaches, and everything you've done to be a great team the last few years. And it's an honor to be here, especially since I'm right down the road from Boot, New Jersey. And well, give me 2 minutes, it's going to be my story. My first ever football game, I looked like one of these guys. And I was a running back. Yeah, hop up. I was just like you. That's right. You're a running back? All right. So I was just like this guy. And I don't know, this is back in the 70s, so you know how old I am. And I show up with the old face mask, and I'm playing you guys' first ever game, and I'm a running back, I'm a little nervous. And the coach says, look over there. And I look over there. This wasn't this field, it was somewhere off Route 10, I remember. And there was an old man smoking a cigar in a lawn chair with a Pittsburgh Steelers cap on. And my coach says, he's a Pittsburgh Steelers scout here to see you. And my eyes like opened really wide, just like you did. And I believed my coach, because he wouldn't lie to me. And just for the record, every guy over 30 wore a Pittsburgh Steelers back in the 70s, because they were like winning every year. So that day I ran for 3 touchdowns against you guys and won our game. And my point of the story, though, is we play better and we get challenged when our coaches challenge you. And I want to applaud your coaches, because there's 2 types of teams that will not be in this championship. Teams that don't want to compete, who go 10-0 and they never want to lose. And I get that. But guess what? You're going to lose at some point in your life. But challenging yourself every day is what it's about, as Coach Bart just talked about. And I'm excited that you guys are going to challenge your greatness against teams around here and eventually around the country. And as I said, the other teams that are not invited didn't show the great character. So congratulations. Coach, if you pop up, where's Coach? We're going to make the official invite here, and I'm going to do it, if you don't mind. And Coach, come on up here. Ladies, come on up here. And by the way, great cheerleading, and thanks for coming out tonight, young ladies. On behalf of the Pro Football Hall of Fame and the National Youth Football Championship, this is the official invite to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, that if you make it that far on December 17th, you'll be on Town Benson Stadium playing for the championship before the world, and representing New Jersey, your town, and all that's good about football. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you for everything. Guys, first of all, I want to say thanks to everybody for being here this evening. It's just 7 years we've been doing this, and it always looks the same. Every game, every practice, we have all the support we ever needed. You know, I know how hard it is for the parents and the families to get to practice 4 days a week in the summer when everybody wants to be down the shore. I get it. We've lived it for 7 years, but this is what we're building. You know, and I couldn't have said it better than Coach did or Bart did about the importance of football in these young boys and girls' lives. You know, it's great. I accept this with great honor. It's a privilege to be able to coach these boys, and I know I say that to you guys often, and I mean it. Like, I know there's 2 more years after this season, and I'm trying to already figure out what I'm going to do with my life. This has been like the best decision. I remember, I'll say a quick story. I don't want to hold it up, but we were getting into kindergarten flag. I wanted to volunteer as a coach, and I spoke to the league president at the time and asked him what was involved, and he said, oh, you know, it's easy. You know, just do it, sign up, because you should be the head coach. And I was really reluctant and hesitant, scared. I didn't think I could take that challenge on. And Mike Roma was the president at the time, and I went to his house one day, and he's like, Ben, you know, you can do this. He's like, if anybody can do it, you can handle it. So I signed up. 7 years ago, probably a million practices later, we're here today, boys. Let's give them a big round. You guys deserve this and everything else you have coming to you in your lifetime, guys. You guys work harder than any other group I've ever been around. Keep it up, boys. Seriously, keep it up. We're all so proud of you.
I got one more, Coach, really quick.
To share with these guys, if you guys make it to that final game, Coach, if you can hold this up, you get to wear your helmets and your cleats, but you get the brand new Hall of Fame uniforms for that championship game if you make it to that final game. This is what it looks like, so I hope you guys are wearing it. Hey, have a great season, guys. Good luck and finish up well. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
You guys, let's get a picture real quick. You mind? Want to get in on